Hi Virgo, I'm Colleen Pearl, the Cool Crone, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're going to be doing a prediction by tarot cards for you for the month of November. In November, Venus is in Libra, which is really good for your money, so you're not going to want to miss it. Now let's get started. The throw that I'm using for you today, Virgo, is just 4 columns of 4 cards each. The first is going to be week 1, then week 2, week 3, week 4. So the first card up, you've got the star. So the beginning of November starts for you with great hope and optimism. You're feeling really good about what you're doing. You feel respected and loved by people around you. It's just an overall great feeling. It also means that anything that you're planning on doing is pretty much sure to be successful, at least for this reading in the month of November. Nice beginning to the month. The next card up is the Page of Swords. So this is a page who has a lot to say. He's a messenger. He's not the messenger, but he is a messenger. So this might be somebody who has something to say positive for you or negative. It just depends. It's probably somebody that you do know. And they're good with words, so people may listen to them. The next card up is Judgment. I'm thinking that the person, the Page of Swords, is probably positive, because you start out with the Star and then you go to Judgment. So this means that what you have been working on is going to be revealed as something great, something very positive, very good for humanity, a very uplifting and enlightening kind of vibration coming from you. First week is really going to be great for you. The final card for the first week in November is the Six of Swords. And this is usually seen as a card of moving away or journeying somewhere. And this means that if the situation has been unpleasant in any way, it's going to get really pleasant soon. Or it could mean physically that you have a trip to take or that you're actually moving. So one of those scenarios is going to play out for you, but however it plays out, don't forget that you started the week with the Star, and that's a beautiful thing. So good things all around for that first week in November. 2 major arcana, which means that things are in motion, it's already happening, it's really good. Now the second week starts out with the Ten of Pentacles. The Tens usually are the not complete culmination of something, but it means that you've reached a pretty high level, and this is no exception. So this is the card for legacy. So where it comes to money, especially money for your family, you've got it, you've acquired it, or you've set up the plan so that you can acquire it over a period of time. But it's security. It's feeling like you're not worried about the money and resources in your home. Pentacles can also refer to good health. So if you've been suffering in any way in your health, this means that you will recover from whatever's going on, that you will be safe, you will be happy and healthy. So that's a really good thing. The next card is another major arcana. This is the Empress. So this card indicates that you are a person, and I can't believe you're getting all of these major arcanas, the Star and Judgment, and let's see if you have any other ones. Yeah, you do. I mean, you've got all the Moon. You've got all these really great major arcana cards coming up for you. So the Empress is saying that you are a person who can be caring and nurturing, can take care of others, but also very creative, that you can birth new projects, that you can bring new things into being. And following that Ten of Pentacles card, I'm thinking that you're coming up with some really creative ways of helping your family, of helping those around you who maybe are not quite as creative as you, or maybe they just haven't thought of these ideas yet, and you feel that you have the means and the confidence to put these plans into motion. So you're kind of seen as the star, literally, of that circle, your family or your business or whatever. But I think this is more personal. I think this is having to do with a family. So I think you're kind of the star of the family this month, especially in the second week. The next card is the Knight of Cups. So this is probably a family member that really loves you, really supports you, and wants to help you out, sees that you're taking on a huge burden, a huge responsibility for your family, and they want to pitch in and help lighten the load for you. And I would say, yes, accept their help. There's no agenda here. There's no nefarious ideas. It's just somebody who loves you and wants to help you out. So you're going to get some good support in the second week. And at the end of the second week, we have the Eight of Wands, which means that things are going to speed up. Lots of things are going to be coming at you, either lots of requests for things to be done, or lots of people around you asking for things, or lots of projects that you have to attend to. In other words, a lot of balls in the air on the last couple of days of the second week of November. So this is a challenge for you. And this is probably all the more reason why you're going to accept the help from the Knight of Cups, because there's just a lot going on. In the third week, we start out with the moon. So this tells me that your emotions are going to be kicked into high gear. Now, just after the end of the second week of November, Mars is going to be going direct, and that's going to affect almost everybody, and especially people who are fire signs. So if you have any people in your life who are fire signs who seem like they just can't get up and go, this is why. It's that Mars that's been retrograde. It's just, stopping things. And also Mercury was retrograde, and that didn't help either. And now we have the moon with the intuition and also hiding things. The moon's light can either illuminate things, or when it's dark and there's just shadow and no light, it hides things, right? So having the moon there can mean either that you're really having to rely on your intuition, or it can mean that things are hidden and secretive and you don't know all the facts. So one of those two scenarios is playing out at the beginning of the third week of November. Then we have another knight. Now this is the Knight of Wands. So this is a person of action. This is somebody who's really trying to take quite definitive action, hopefully on your behalf. Now when it's close to the moon, as it is, I'm worried that this is somebody who is a little bit out to sabotage you. But the knight is not a queen, it's not a king, it's not an emperor, it's just a knight. So if you have authority yourself, and it seems like in your family you are the star of the family at the moment, that you will be able to overcome whatever kind of devious plans this knight does have. It could be, though, that he is mistakenly acting on your behalf and it turns out to be bad for you, even though his intentions were not nefarious. So don't go accusing people for sabotaging you until you really find out what they were trying to do and what their motives were. Once you correct them, correct their thinking about whatever it is that they're trying to do and the reasons that they're trying to do it, you may find that it was quite innocent. The Four of Pentacles comes up next in the third week of November. This is a person who's really trying to hang on to all of their resources. And after the episode with the Knight, where you feel like somebody's trying to sabotage you, I can understand why you would feel like you have to really hang on to everything. But again, the top of this week starts with the moon. So there are secrets and there are hidden things. So you don't have all the facts yet. So be careful, like I said, of accusing someone of something when you don't have all the facts. The last card for the third week in November is the Page of Wands. And this page looks a little older, but he is the town crier. He is not the authority, but he is the person with the news. And so this is the person who I hope is going to reveal what has been hidden all along this week and help you to understand why you don't need to be, hanging on and hoarding things at all, and why this Knight of Wands was trying so hard to do whatever it was he was trying to do when it seemed like that was somewhat hurting you. So once the Page of Wands reveals all, hopefully everybody can, calm down and realize that you're probably all on the same team. And this may all be happening within a family. And so you'll recognize this pattern. This always happens with people. There's always somebody who's acting out of, misinformation. And that has to be corrected. All right, the fourth week of the month. Virgo, how many nights have you spent like this, where you just can't get to sleep because you're worrying about things? In the very beginning of the fourth week in November, you are worried. You are really worried to the point where you can't sleep. So maybe it's the revelation of some of the information that happened in the weeks leading up to it, but it comes down to this week before Thanksgiving and you are losing sleep. The next card, though, is the Queen of Pentacles. The Queen of Pentacles is very accomplished. She is very secure. She's very confident, but she's a quiet queen. She is not, shouting from the rooftops, and she's certainly not sticking her nose in where it doesn't belong. So you can confide in her. You can go to her and ask her for advice. You can even ask her, what are these secrets? What are these things that I don't know that's going on? She may know. She keeps close counsel. So she may really be able to help you out in this fourth week and help alleviate any anxiety that you have about your situation. Then we've got the three ladies dancing. So happiness in the air. So there's a celebration. It's people you love, people you trust. You couldn't be happier. Like everything's going your way finally. So this is kind of an up and down week. You've got the anxiety, then you've got somebody to talk to, then you've got this sort of party atmosphere going on. So this is probably around the Thanksgiving holiday. So maybe you're seeing people that you haven't seen for a long time, and that's the reason for celebration. And the final card is the Tower, a major arcana. Now, most readers will tell you or will read the Tower as a negative card, but it isn't always negative. It's transformation. It means that your life is going to change, not because of an action that you take, but because of actions that are taken on your life. So you have to adjust. And the best thing to remember when a Tower moment happens is that it's an opportunity to learn. You can learn from this. You can try to understand what the universe is trying to tell you. And remember that you started out this month as the star. So the universe acts in strange ways sometimes, but it doesn't necessarily have to mean that it's the end of the world. It's the end of something in your life. It's the end of the way of doing things, perhaps. And you're going to have to grow with this moment. You're going to have to change with the times. You're going to have to update what it is that you are trying to do or what method you are trying to use to run things. Maybe you've become blinded to something and ignored it for too long, and now you can't ignore it any longer. For some, things are just going to feel like the bottom fell out of it and you have to recover. But remember that that's a very fast way to grow. When you all of a sudden have to learn and adapt in your life, that's the universe giving you an opportunity of tremendous growth. So Virgos, I know you don't like change that much, but you are a mutable sign, so you probably find yourselves in the midst of change all the time. So if you assess your life carefully, you'll see that you really can change. You can adapt to change pretty easily. And it's not going to be so bad. I'm sure December is going to feel better just because you're done with November, but this is not necessarily a bad ending. It's an opportunity for growth. So that's the reading for Virgo. A lot of stuff coming up with family, a lot of stuff to challenge you in the month. I hope you will also listen to your rising sign, Virgo, because that's going to help illuminate what's really going on with the whole month of November. Please comment below on things that rang true with you, things that you could identify in the reading. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. And I look forward to seeing you next month. Thanks, Virgo.